Hello, I am Dawn Grace Jones. I'm a registered nurse and I'm an attorney in South Florida. And I want to talk to you sometime. So today, I want to talk to you about 5 ways to cope within your work environment as a new nurse. And what this means is that when we come out of nursing school, we come so prepared, right? We know a lot of stuff. But when we get in the work environment, things change. They change such that we don't feel the same level of confidence many times because we're new. A lot of the things we're doing are new to us, we think. And I say that because they are the same things you've learned. You just have to learn how to apply them in the work environment, right? So it is a change, but it's all in perception. Perception, how you look at it, how you look at what you're doing, and how you feel about it. So, one thing you don't want to do is take shortcuts. Don't start leaving out parts of what you know you need to do because the next nurse is doing that, because the senior nurses may be doing it, or some of them. To be a good nurse, you want to do everything you need to do because there was a reason for each part of what you're doing, and you know that. So keep it all in there, right? Don't take shortcuts. That's what leads often to big problems that may end up in litigation, at least a claim. You don't want that. The second thing is to remember the steps as you've learned them. So you may have to go back and look at the policy. You may have to look at the policy and procedures where you are. You got to look at that stuff, but you want to remember what you learned. Why did I do this? What was the concept behind this? What was it? Sterile to sterile to sterile. What does that mean when something's sterile? If it's clean, what's different from sterile and clean? What am I doing and why? Infection, keeping infection down. Why am I doing that? How do I do that? Keep it out of all openings, right? So when you start to think of concepts and you apply them in this awesome career and remember your steps, you're on a good path, right? As a new nurse, that's a good path. What you don't want to do is find yourself blocked in, locked in a corner, identified, labeled a certain way, and you know that's not who you are and it's negative. And it messes you up. It hurts and it messes up your reputation. And it's really hard because then you got to come out fighting like a lion to redeem yourself. You don't want to have to do that. The third thing you want to consider is being the change you want to see. So you may not like the way something goes. You may not like the way that it's done. You feel it's done wrong. This should not be the way that we're doing this. Or if we did this, it would be better. Or every time we do this, this is a problem. But I think we can, what? Bring it to huddle. Bring it to meetings. Tell leadership, tell somebody, your charge nurse, your manager, your director, tell somebody what you're thinking because you may be that change to help our nursing profession in a big way, right? The fourth thing you want to do is be confident. Believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing because if you don't believe, who can? We are here to help patients, right? You can't help them very well if you're all passive and you're unsure and you don't know yourself what you're doing, if it's the right thing and you're just so unsure. Ask questions and find out. There are no stupid questions, okay? The problem comes when we have the questions and we don't ask them. But ask the questions, find out the answers, and then move forward. We have to operate that way. So we have to be confident, feel good about yourself. Your patient feels that and they deserve that, okay? The fifth thing you want to do is if you're having a bad day, you feel like, oh my God, today is going really bad, change the course of it. What do I mean by that? In this moment, I have to change the way this is going. Everything's going wrong for me today, and I need things to go differently, and I need to do that now. How do you do that? So you look at what you've done already, you evaluate, right? And you put in place a plan, you implement that plan, and then you evaluate that. So I guess the first step would have really been an assessment. and then you put a plan in place, you implement, and you evaluate. It's a nursing process, but you just started in this moment because things have gone bad. Let me look at my first patient. Let me look at what needs to be done for this patient. Let me look at what I have done. Let me make a checklist of what I need to do, and let me start to do that. And the second patient, let me look at what I've done. Oh, I forgot to do this. Oops, let me do this. Let me add this. Let me make sure. Here's my checklist. Oh, wow, I did some of the things. I forgot some of the others. Let me start to do those things. That's that. Third patient, same thing. Fourth patient, same thing. You want to make sure you stop, take a deep breath, smile, and then start to look at each part of what you should have been doing, what you've done, and figure out where you go from here. That's what you need to do. And then you look back and see what you've done and what you've left off, and you see you're doing pretty good. You can smile. The day has changed. The course of the day has changed, and that's what you want. So who am I? I am Dawn Grace Jones. I'm a registered nurse. I'm an attorney. I've been doing both for a very long time. I've done a lot of injury law. Medical malpractice included in my dealings and workings and helping both sides, plaintiffs and defense. I've worked as a risk manager. I understand a lot in healthcare. I understand management in healthcare. So I understand how administration goes and what happens and all of that stuff. But I understand bedside and I understand how you feel. I've been there. And I have to tell you, I've done ICU. I've done the ER. I work home health, high tech. I've delivered chemotherapy in the home wound care, IV infusion. I've worked as a case manager. I've worked on the floors. I know what it's like. I know what it's like when you make a mistake. I know what it's like as the person who is actually looking at your mistake and seeing what went wrong and why. So I can have a talk with you as to what you need to do now. But looking over everything at what I've done as a nurse and what others have done, I can tell you that we need to stop and evaluate ourselves. Stop and look at where we are and where we want to be. And we can do that at any moment. And I need you to remember that. So those are the 5 things to cope within your work environment as a new nurse. Go to my website, dawngracejones.com. Check it out. There's free information you can download. There is a lot of information you can use. My goal has always been to bring awareness to my colleagues. I'm here to help. Go to dawngracejones.com. My email is admin or hello at dawngracejones.com. That's the better one. Hello at dawngracejones.com. My website is dawngracejones.com. You take every nurse you know to that website. Take them there and see what happens. See what's there. You take care now. Have a great, great day, and God bless you and your career. Thank you.